I honestly got confused whether this was the 8th Fast and Furious or the 3rd XXX. Get started. XXX, the return of Xander Cage. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Smiley, and today I am very relatively excited to be reviewing XXX, the return of Xander Cage. Now, the first two XXX movies were not great movies, but they were fun movies, and I loved them. I loved them. I don't even know why. They were just silly, stupid, fun spy action movies. They were some of my favorites. I mean, still, I rewatched the first XXX last week. It's still a very fun action movie. I still enjoyed it very much. So, you know, I was very excited for the return of Xander Cage, and I had heard about the return of Xander Cage back when XXX State of the Union had come out, and there was a special on the DVD. Maybe it was a special on the XXX Blu-ray Special Edition. I can't remember. But there was a featurette on either the director's cut of XXX or on the XXX State of the Union DVD that was called The Death of Xander Cage. And in that, the guys who were in XXX State of the Union, who were the bad soldier guys with the super cool futuristic gear, they hunted down Xander Cage and they blew up his house. And he was presumed dead because they pick up what looks like the back of his fucking neck, like his neck skin with the XXX tattoo, and they're like, ha! Fucking killed Xander Cage. And then he throws the piece of neck skin on the ground, and as far as we know, Xander Cage is dead. Xander Cage is the guy played by Vin Diesel, just in case you were wondering. Moving on. So I have known that this movie was gonna get made, or at least hoped that this movie was gonna get made, since about 2005. And I was very excited for it, because my dream for it when I saw the Death of Xander Cage short and then heard that there was going to be a XXX movie called The Return of Xander Cage, because that was a long time ago that they announced this movie. This movie was announced right after the second one came out. So my dream for it was that Ice Cube's Darius Stone would have to go looking for the original XXX, Vin Diesel, and then the two of them would have to team up for some crazy save the world mission. That's what I thought this movie was going to be, and that's what I had hoped this movie was going to be until I saw the trailer. And I saw the trailer and I was like, it looks like a Fast and Furious movie with X Games stunts. Just to start with XXX, The Return of Xander Cage. It's a fine movie. I mean, it's fine. It's not really great. It's not good. It's not really terrible. But it doesn't have that same feeling that the first two XXX movies had. It doesn't have that same fun silliness to it. And I think that they really missed out on something here. Getting past the approach they took tonally, I want to talk about the XXX team. Because, yes, there is now a XXX team. I feel like there's some lore missing here, because in the first and second XXX movies, XXX was not a team. It was one person, it was one agent. That's it. XXX was one person that would get sent into the shittiest situations possible to get the worst possible weapons out, or just take down the worst possible people. That was it. I feel like in making this movie, Vin Diesel got confused which he was making, the next Fast and Furious or the next XXX, and so he was like, alright, who's gonna be the team for this movie? And they were like, oh, sir, it's XXX. There's not a team for a XXX movie. It's just XXX is one agent. And then Vin Diesel was all like, well, you know, I got all these stunt doubles from the Fast and Furious movies. Want to give them a job and they'll be my team? That's what it feels like. They all feel like stunt doubles from the Fast and Furious movies. None of these people give a convincing performance, except for Nina Dobrev, who plays, I forgot what her fucking name is in the movie, but she's like their tech support girl, and she's hilarious. And Ruby Rose does a great job in this movie too. She's cool. I mean, the rest of the cast is all kind of like not really there, it feels like. I don't know. I was just disappointed with this movie on so many levels, because XXX is supposed to be fun. There wasn't really... I mean, they tried to make jokes in it, but it all just kind of falls flat. Vin Diesel, whereas in the first XXX movie he could talk like a normal person, reverts to Vin Diesel groans here, which I don't understand. I don't understand why he would do the whole voice that... Whatever. Doesn't really fucking matter, I guess. Maybe it's the steroids he takes to stay that big. But I really was just incredibly disappointed with this movie. I really hoped that they would do a lot more. Trying to think of some fun scenes. When Ruby Rose tied herself up in the tree with the blanket and she was sniping out the Russian soldiers, that was pretty cool. That was some pretty cool shit. Oh, let me think here. Fuck the spoilers here. I'm gonna spoil some shit. Ice Cube showing up with the grenade launcher, you know, blowing up and being the Deus Ex Machina of the movie. That was pretty cool. But, you know, it felt very synthetic. It felt like, you know, the movie's answer to how characters get out of a bad situation. Well, send in the guy from the last movie. Have him just show up. It was not the sequel that I wanted. It wasn't the trilogy that I want. Maybe they'll make more. Maybe they'll remake The Return of Xander Cage, and I hope they do. If they just next year decided, like, we're not gonna make XXX 4, we're gonna make XXX 3 again. Except we're gonna remake it, and this time, it's gonna be Smiley's idea. I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'll go watch that movie, and I'll give it a fucking 10 out of 10 just for the effort. But to XXX The Return of Xander Cage, I give a meh 6 out of 10. Which is unfortunate. I hate to give this movie a 6 out of 10 when the last two are like a 9 and an 8. So giving this movie a 6 out of 10 hurts me as a fan of the XXX movies. And I just really hope that if they do another one, that they fix the problems with this one. I mean, that's all I really have to say and want to say about this movie. So, I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. Leave me a like on this video if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you didn't like it. And leave me a comment down below letting me know what your favorite Vin Diesel movie is. Mine, I'd have to say, I think either Pitch Black or A Man Apart. Those are two very good Vin Diesel movies. If you hadn't seen them, I recommend checking them out. So yeah, I will speak to you guys in the comments below. And until the next time, keep it kosher. Peace.